Good day, everyone. This is your random reviewer, and today we'll be reviewing Wraith by K.D. Robertson, narrated by Stephanie Savannah. As always, there'll be minor spoilers, but overall, I will be vague. Warning! This is a men's power fantasy. That being said, it has the good grace to only have one mature scene that isn't fade to black. Also, thankfully, the name Wraith is a joke. On to world building. The story takes place in a future of cyberpunk, augmented reality, and megacorps, where every able-bodied citizen has implants in their skulls and never fully leave the virtual world. Where most of the workers, security, and even the police have been replaced with machines referred to as dolls, which are basically AI-controlled bots similar to iRobot, if in most cases significantly more advanced. With the police dolls having unfettered access to the minds and implants of the citizens, able to basically turn off a person remotely by tapping into their implant, somehow crime still finds a way. Our main character, however, does not see the neon world that the city has become. Instead, due to a disability, he cannot have an implant and just sees the drab gray slabs the city is out of augmented reality. Because of some borderline illegal government work he did in the past, he is shackled to a job taking care of an experimental AI, with no hopes of that changing. That is, until some corruption and terrorism strike his company, shutting it down, and he is shanghaied into a role with the police bots that have constantly harassed him for years due to his lack of implant, or so he thinks. Using his know-how with AIs and systems, he can do even what the dolls can't. So, the main character is out of his depth most of the time, but he thinks well on his feet. He's a bit blunt, but to be fair, he was never trained in the job he was pushed into. That being said, he is likable and down to earth, and thankfully he acts like a normal person and doesn't go into the ego trip route bad men's fantasy books portray. In fact, all the characters in this book, be them side characters or that one-time background doll, have a surprising amount of depth. One would think that being surrounded by AI dolls, that the conversation would be boring and monotonous. But some of them are written better than the main character in other books. Their obsession with the main character is humorous, especially because he reacts like you would expect someone would when several dozen war machines that can run faster than a car and bend steel are constantly staring at him. A little freaked out, that's putting it lightly. This book reads a lot like a detective story with action scenes and a lot of corporate corruption. The cutely awkward behavior of the bots mostly provides comedy to the otherwise serious investigation. Overall, I'll give this story a solid 8 out of 10. Discounting the one mature scene, it was a well-written cyberpunk detective story with funny quirks, easy for anyone to enjoy. The romance and flirting was integrated into the story well enough as not to be disruptive to the plot. Hats off to the narrator for writing that fine line between making the bots sound synthetic and also have emotion. If you like this book and want to read similar men's fantasy where the main character is surrounded by girls who can crush his bones into powder, you might like Mob Sorcery by the same author, or Super Sales on Superheroes by William D. Arend. If you want another detective, crime-fighting men's fantasy, I would recommend Swing Shift, also by William D. Arend. Thank you all for listening to my random review.